Today, I am breaking down how you can actually buy a home if you are a millennial in the world that we live in. I'm Lori. I've been a real estate agent for 24 years, and I've seen a lot of real estate market turmoil, and there's a lot of real estate market turmoil right now. So I'm here to help try and guide you through this wild world of home buying if that's what you want to do. If you're dreaming of owning a home, but you're worried about affordability, rising interest rates, whether it's even a good investment anymore, then this video is for you. The housing market, it's shifting in ways that can really affect your future if you're a millennial. I'm breaking it all down with data from a recent Bigger Pockets podcast that I saw. Stick around for about 10 minutes and you'll get some must-know info to help your home buying dreams hopefully actually come true. Hit the subscribe button, grab a matcha latte, and let's dig into it. Let's start with the big picture. That is the housing market that we've known for decades, where you buy a home, you watch it triple in value, and then you can retire on the profits. It might not work that same way for you as millennials. And I'm sorry about that. Really, I am, because I have two children who are millennials. And so this affects their lives. It affects your lives. It affects all of us. I recently came across Business Insider reporter James Rodriguez, and here's what his research is telling us. It's all about demographics. So the baby boomers, that massive generation, 66 million people, they own 41% of U.S. real estate right now, but they're aging out. Many of them will be 80 or older in the coming years. And over the next decade, about 15.6 million of them, or 23%, will either pass away or they're going to move to assisted living. So that means millions of homes could hit the market. Now, at the same time, population growth is slowing. Birth rates are down, and immigration, however you feel about it, it brings in 870,000 people annually. And that may not happen. It's a big question now due to uncertain policies. So this combination of these factors, it's slowing household formation, which is the number of new households that need homes. The experts are saying that this could lead to a silver glacier where housing supply catches up with demand by the 2030s. I know you're thinking, great, Lori, so what does that actually mean for me? Well, home values might not skyrocket like they did for the baby boomers who saw values triple since the 90s. Instead, values could grow just by 0.5 to 1% a year. And that's before adjusting for inflation, which the Fed is still trying to get down and reach a target of 2%. But we all know how that's going. If inflation outpaces home growth, your home's real value could actually shrink over time, factoring in that inflation rate. What does that mean for millennial buyers? Well, the big question is buying a home still worth it for you? Let's break it down. First, there is good news. Slower price growth means it could make homes more affordable in the future. If wages keep rising, and they've been growing about 4 to 5% annually in recent years, and mortgage rates drop from their current highs, please God, let that happen, you might find it easier to buy in 5 to 10 years. For example, the Harvard Joint Center for Housing Studies says that we need 11.3 million new homes by 2035 and 8 million by 2045 to keep up with the demand. It's doable. Builders constructed 10 million homes in the 2010s, which was a slow decade. So if supply catches up, the crazy bidding wars we saw during the pandemic when prices jumped 50% could fade. But here's the catch with that. With home values rising slower and supply catching up, don't expect your home to be a gold mine. Unlike those boomers who bought in 1994 and rode that massive appreciation, your home is probably not going to build wealth the same way. If prices grow at 1% and inflation's at 2%, you're losing purchasing power. So this shift might make you rethink home buying as an investment tool. Instead, focus on what buying a home can do for yourself, not as an investment, but as your personal residence. What can that offer you when you're trying to make a decision? Let's talk about that. First of all, there's stability, control, and lifestyle. With a 30-year mortgage, you're locking in a fixed payment for decades. That's a big deal in the world of rising rents. So no more rent increases. You always know what your payment's going to be. Plus, you get tax benefits like mortgage interest deductions, and you also have the freedom to make a home your own and a little more space to spread out, like a real backyard if you're a dog mom or dad, a real kitchen, maybe a second bedroom that isn't just a glorified closet. Maybe you want a nursery for a baby. No more cramming your entire existence into some 650 square foot luxury loft where you can microwave a hot pocket from your bed. So let's say you want to buy a house, you want to do all those things and make it your own. How do you buy smart in this changing market? Well, I've got 5 tips and they're backed by my 24 years of experience in real estate. The first one is buy for your lifestyle, not just for the profit. Choose a home that's going to fit your life, whether that's close to work, great schools, your favorite coffee shop. That way, if appreciation slows, you're still going to love where you live. Think about your long-term needs, like having that extra space for a family. Second, shop local markets. I'm talking about national data in this video here, but real estate, it's hyper local. There are some areas that are going to buck the trend and see stronger price growth. And this is where working with a realtor who knows your market's demographics is really important. I'm sorry, it's just the truth, guys. Things like where other millennials like to live, what neighborhoods are hot, what neighborhoods will you see the most appreciation in historically that are always going to give you a good return? Realtors know this stuff because we do it every single day. And hey, if you're in the Austin and surrounding areas, which is where I live and where I work, because of strong job growth, our values here tend to hold better. Third, I don't want you to fear flat prices. If prices stagnate, don't panic. This one is important if you buy now and prices flatten a little bit more after you buy, because you're locking in today's value before any potential price surges. Real estate comes and goes in cycles, and it's going to surge again at some point. When we see rates dropping, prices rise. So if you're worried seeing prices drop in our area, it actually could be a great time to buy. Even though those interest rates are higher, you can buy in the lower price, lock that lower price in. When mortgage interest rates drop, you can refinance and you still bought at the lower price versus those buyers out there who are going to be jumping in the market when the prices are higher. Keep in mind that a home ownership is like a forced savings account. Every mortgage payment that you make is building ownership and building equity in a physical asset instead of paying someone else's mortgage. So let's face it, you also maybe need to explore creative strategies in the world that you're faced with as millennials. You might want to consider house hacking, buy a duplex, live in one unit, rent the other. You millennials, you're all about community. I know this. Rent it to your bestie and they can live next door and help you offset some of those costs. Also, look into first-time homebuyer programs like FHA loans, which only require 3.5% as a down payment. I have helped many, many clients do this, and it works to get you into that first home. Remember, you always need to plan for the long game as well. So if you're worried about slower home appreciation with your home, then take that extra savings that you have. I know that's hard, but whatever extra you have and put it in your 401k or an index fund so you can grow your future wealth. I am not a financial planner. This is not financial advice. The goal being here to diversify. Homeownership can be part of your plan, just not your whole plan. Okay, now I want to address the elephant in the room, which is with all this talk about slowing appreciation, should you even buy a house? My answer is absolutely if it aligns with your goals. The bigger pockets discussion highlighted a key point, and I know this as a realtor, and that is homes offer more than just financial returns. They give you stability in a chaotic world, which everyone knows we are living in. It would be really nice to know that your housing costs are going to be the same for 30 years while rents keep rising. Plus, owning a home helps you to build equity, even if it's at a slower appreciation rate, and create a space that's actually yours. No landlord drama. But here's a mindset shift that you need to make. Don't buy anything out of FOMO, like during the pandemic when people stretch budgets expecting huge gains. Buy because it's right for you, and don't worry about catching some falling knife because prices aren't likely to crash overnight. This is a gradual shift, which gives you some time to plan. As a professional in the real estate space every day, work with someone who understands these trends and can guide you to the right property at the right price. Okay, millennials, the housing market is changing, but you've got this. By understanding these demographic shifts, boomers that are aging out, slowing household growth, and potential supply increases, you can buy smart and hopefully build a future that you love. I would like to know what your biggest home buying concern is. Please drop it in the comments below. I read them all. And if this helped, please give it a like, a thumbs up, share it with someone else you think it might be of interest to. I do videos about once a week with information to help navigate the market. Thanks for watching. Take care.